Hey everybody, this is Roadblock with the Defense Channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be taking a look at a little bit longer video. So without further ado, here is the Military Sealift Command. The Military Sealift Command is an organization that controls the replenishment and military transport ships of the United States Navy. These men and women provide transport and sealift services for all branches of the U.S. military as well as some government agencies. It first came into existence on July 9, 1949, when the Military Sea Transportation Service became solely responsible for the Department of Defense's ocean transport needs. The Military Sea Transportation Service was renamed the Military Sealift Command in 1970. Let's take a look at some history, and this is from the Military Sealift Command website. During World War II, 4 separate government agencies controlled sea transportation. In 1949, the Military Sea Transportation Service became the single managing agency for the Department of Defense's ocean transportation needs. The command assumed responsibility for providing sealift and ocean transportation for all military services as well as for other government agencies. Only 9 months after its creation, MSTS responded to the challenge of the Korean War. On July 6, 1950, only 11 days after the initial invasion of South Korea by Communist North Korean troops, MSTS transported the 24th Infantry Division and its equipment from Japan to Busan, South Korea for deployment. During the Vietnam War, MSTS was renamed Military Sealift Command. Between 1965 and 1969, MSC transported nearly 54 million tons of combat equipment and supplies and nearly 8 million tons of fuel into Vietnam. MSC ships also transported troops to Vietnam. The Vietnam era marked the last use of MSC troop ships. Now, U.S. troops are primarily transported into the theater of combat by air. Through the 1970s and the 1980s, MSC provided the Department of Defense with ocean transportation in support of U.S. deterrent efforts through the Cold War years. During the first Persian Gulf Wars operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm, MSC distinguished itself as the largest source of defense transportation of any nation involved. MSC ships delivered more than 12 million tons of wheeled and tracked vehicles, helicopters, ammunition, dry cargo, fuel, and other supplies and equipment during the war. At the height of the war, MSC managed more than 230 government-owned and chartered ships. Since September 11, 2001, MSC ships have played a vital and continuing role in contingency operations around the world. As of January 2013, MSC ships have delivered more than 25.7 billion gallons of fuel and moved 126.2 million square feet of combat equipment and supplies to U.S. and coalition forces engaged in operations supporting Iraq and Afghanistan.
Hi, my name is Byron Sanders. I'm an able-bodied seaman on board the USNS Bighorn, and I've been with MSC for about 3.5 years. Typical day just depends on our operations. I could be doing fuel, cargo, aviation with helos. It just depends on what's going on at the time. I'm one of the winch operators on board. So we have our rig captain, which is down here, which is our bosun mate. And for me, I'm in the booth controlling all the cargo or fuel that's going across to our receiving ship. At the end of the day, the people I meet and that I've encountered and the things that I've learned, being out to sea and in different countries, you learn about different cultures, and it's something amazing that we have the opportunity to actually do.
In addition, Military Sealift Command, the Navy, and several non-governmental organizations have treated hundreds of thousands of patients in hospital ships deployed worldwide. As a result of a 2012 reorganization, MSC's 12 worldwide MSC ship support units will now report to the MSC operational area commands in their respective areas of responsibility. These are responsible for crewing, training, equipping, and maintaining MSC's government-owned and government-operated ships. These are MSC Atlantic, based in Norfolk, MSC Pacific, based in San Diego, MSC Europe and Africa, based in Naples, MSC Central in Bahrain, and MSC Far East, based in Singapore. The current commander of the Military Sealift Command is Rear Admiral Philip Sobeck. He has held the office since September 8, 2023. Military Sealift Command is organized around different programs. These include the Combat Logistics Force Program, the Expeditionary Fast Transport Program, the Expeditionary Mobile Base Amphibious Command Ship and Cable Layer Program, the Fleet Oiler Program, the Sealift Program, the Special Mission Program, and the Strategic Sealift Program, in addition to the Tow, Salvage, Tender, and Hospital Ship Program. Let's take a look at each program individually. The Combat Logistics Force Program. CLF ships include fleet replenishment oilers, dry cargo and ammunition ships, and fast combat support ships. They move supplies including fuel, food, spare parts, mail, and other supplies to Navy ships. CLF ships are operated by U.S. government civil service mariners and enable the Navy to remain at sea and combat ready for longer periods of time. The CLF was previously known as the Naval Fleet Auxiliary Force, and they are headquartered at Naval Station Norfolk in Virginia. The Combat Logistics Force was a part of the MSC most associated with directly supporting the Navy. In 1972, a study concluded it would be cheaper for civilians to man USN support vessels such as tankers and store ships. The CLF is the American equivalent of the British Royal Fleet Auxiliary. These MSC ships are painted haze gray and can be easily identified by the blue and gold horizontal bands around the top of their central smokestack. The Combat Logistics Force was formerly called the Navy Fleet Auxiliary Force. After a 2012 reorganization, this program now maintains the 32 government-operated fleet underway replenishment ships from the former Naval Fleet Auxiliary Force. The Expeditionary Fast Transport Program provides rapid transport of military equipment and personnel in theater. This consists of the class of ships formerly known as the Joint High-Speed Vessel Program, but was changed to the Expeditionary Fast Transport Program. The Expeditionary Fast Transport Program is a cooperative effort for high-speed, shallow-draft vessels intended for rapid intra-theater transport of medium-sized cargo payloads. The EPF will reach speeds of 35 to 45 knots and will allow for the rapid transit and deployment of conventional or special forces as well as equipment and supplies. The Expeditionary Mobile Base Amphibious Command Ship and Cable Layer Program. Formerly the Afloat Staging Command Support Program, it is comprised of the Expeditionary Mobile Base ships intended for replacement for the afloat forward staging bases, the Amphibious Command Ship Mount Whitney, and the Cable Layer USNS Zeus. The Sealift Program. The mission of the Sealift Program is to provide ocean transportation to the Department of Defense by meeting its sealift requirements in peace, contingency, and war with quality, efficient, cost-effective assets, and centralized management.
From Riga, Latvia, from Bremerhaven, Germany, and from, of course, Rotterdam, Netherlands, where we've got the bulk of the cargo going out. So approximately 1,104 pieces are being loaded here in Rotterdam.
This is achieved through the use of commercial charter vessels, large, medium-speed roll-on, roll-off ships, and the Maritime Administration's Ready Reserve Force, including the 8 former MSC Fast Sealift ships. Sealift is divided into 3 separate project offices: Tanker Project Office, Dry Cargo Project Office, and the Surge Project Office. The Special Mission Program. Military Sealift Command's Special Mission Program controls 24 ships that provide operating platforms and services for unique U.S. military and federal government missions. Oceanographic and hydrographic surveys, underwater surveillance, missile flight data collection and tracking, acoustic research, and submarine support are among the specialized services this program supports. Special mission ships work for several different U.S. Navy customers, including the Naval Sea Systems Command and the Oceanographer of the Navy. These ships, like those of the NFAF, are painted haze gray with blue and gold stack bands. After a 2012 reorganization, this program now maintains all 24 of its contract-operated ships involved in missile range instrumentation, ocean surveillance, submarine and special warfare support, oceanographic survey, and navigation test support. Some of its ships were transferred to the new Service Support Program. The Strategic Sealift Program. Military Sealift Command's Pre-Positioning Program is an element in the U.S.'s triad of power projection into the 21st century: Sea Shield, Sea Strike, and Sea Basing. As a key element of sea basing, afloat pre-positioning provides the military equipment and supplies for a contingency forward deployed in key ocean areas before the need. Part of the pre-positioning strategy is forward presence and power projection. Pre-positioning extends the reach of operations, isolates conflicts away from the United States, allows for a more swift response to the conflict, and reduces time and resources delegated to transporting cargo. The Military Sealift Command Pre-Positioning Program supports the U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps, along with the Defense Logistics Agency. Pre-positioning ships remain at sea, ready to deploy on short notice with vital equipment, fuel, and supplies to initially support military forces in the event of a contingency. The pre-positioning program consists of 34 at-sea ships plus 2 aviation support ships kept in reduced operating status. These ships wear civilian livery and are only designated USNS if government-owned. Those chartered from civilian owners carry the more traditional SS or MV prefix. 2 dry cargo ships are included in the program and a reduced operating status. The Tow, Salvage, Tender, and Hospital Ship Program. Formerly the Service Support Program, it consists of fleet ocean tugs, rescue and salvage ships, submarine tenders, and hospital ships, formerly with NFAF. Command ships and cable layers were transferred into a different program.
Hi, my name is Emily Miner. I'm from the beautiful island of Guam, and I'm a bosun mate on the USNS Bighorn. I've been with MSC for about 10 years. As a rig captain, my responsibility is make sure our products get across to the customer just quickly and safely as possible. We don't have a typical day. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new experience. There are things that something can happen and you just learn something new every day. It's just amazing with this job. If you were to tell me 10 years ago that I would be in Dubai, yeah, right, I would never believe you. But with this company, it'll take you just everywhere.
Good afternoon. I am Lieutenant Colonel Scott Wyatt, the commander of the 839th Transportation Battalion. Today we are at the sunny port of Livorno here in Italy. Behind me is the United States naval ship Trenton. It's a high-speed vessel that is being uploaded with equipment from Southern European Task Force Africa and headed to the port of Agadir in support of African Lion 21. African Lion is United States, Europe, and Africa's premier exercise on the continent of Africa, which primarily takes place in the country of Morocco, but also encompasses other nations in Africa and forces from Europe and the United States. This equipment...
Now, this video was a little bit longer than my normal ones, trying out something new here, so let me know in the comments if you like it or not. Once again, this is Roadblock with the Defense Channel. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.